Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is Thursday night, which means it is time for the Tank Show. Welcome back, everybody, and welcome for the first time, all you new people joining us tonight. I do, of course, have my buddy, pal, and co-host, Chattanooga Ed. Ed, thank you for being here, as always. Going to be fun tonight. And for anybody that does not know me, I'm James from Fish Room Fever. So I appreciate you all being here. I've got some exciting news about Aquaticon, but I also have another video to play for you all that I didn't realize was out regarding our new platinum sponsor, I guess I should say. But they actually teamed up with us a while ago. I'll play that here in just a second. Embassy Aquatics says I sent you a pic on Messenger. I'm going to have to get back to that. I briefly saw it when I cleared out my umpteen dozen messages this morning, but I didn't actually give it full attention, so I need to do that. Rico Stan, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, my friend. Says, I heard James has a giant peach. Just saying, there's a book and everything. Absolutely, I do. I keep it in the kitchen. I just, cut little pieces off of it when I get hungry. I want to thank you again for the support, Rico Stan. And Finn Wiggles, thank you so much for that $2 super sticker. That cute little fox doing this with all the little hearts around it. We appreciate you very, very much. Rustic Nashville, I see, is in here. I got to meet Rustic Nashville this week, actually. So that was very, very cool. Yeah, I went up to Aquatic Marine, my local fish store, and had our weekly meeting about Aquaticon, and then came home, and then I got a phone call from Kenny, the owner, and he said, hey, you've got, in his words, a fan here that wants to talk to you. And so I got on the phone with her. I was like, look, I just lived 3 minutes away, so I'll throw some shoes on and I'll come up there, because I hate the fact that you came all the way in town to check out fish stores and didn't get to meet any of the Tennessee Fish Mafia. So let me run up there and say hello to you.
We were hoping to go out to lunch with her, and
absolutely.
Now I don't know if we're going to go this week.
Well,
because we haven't heard back from Bobby yet.
Whatever happens, happens. If we get to go, great. If not, I understand. We've got so many aquatic events coming up that just gives us more time to prep for those things.
Oh my!
More tank space, probably.
For sure. Well,
drink water. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ed.
Oh, on Saturday, Rico's going to be doing an auction for Vinay color guppies. He's had some family tragedy lately, which is a sad thing. But a lot of people in the YouTube community has been donating to an auction, and they're going to do that during the time that we would normally do our saltwater show.
Okay, very nice. Very, very nice. Drink water using that member chat. Thank you so much for the support. It says, holy cow, 7 great months. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Wow.
Appreciate you being part of the Fish Room Fever family. Drink water. Time flies. Doesn't feel like it's been 7 months or almost, 2 years for people like the Zen Ginger who commented in the chat there, told me to check my messenger because she had a couple of technical questions. I will get to that. I've got a lot of messenger and email catching up to do as usual. But yeah, I will definitely get back to both of you all, and my apologies for the delay. GBP's Aquarium saying hello, James and Ed. And for anybody that's joining us for the first time, if you have a question or comment you would like us to read live, if you'll just put the @ symbol in front of Fish Room Fever, that highlights on my screen, and that allows me to get to your questions and comments and hellos and things like that. All right, let me get through here. Pegasus Arena says, just wanted to let you know I'm not seeing an option for the free member chat. I see super sticker and super chat, but no free member chat. So that button, if you click on the super chat button, if you're a member, you will see an option besides the paid super chat, and that's you get a monthly free one is what they've done there, so that you can highlight your awesomeness at being a member. Let me do this real quick. I need to move this up here so I can see it better. Perfect. Rustic Nashville says, yes, best fish day ever. So let me move that. There we go. So great to meet you. I missed Ed this time. Tell me when. Absolutely. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat, just to say it was good to meet me. I'm glad you had an awesome time in Knoxville, and I'm glad that you did have Kenny reach out so I could come through and meet you. Very much appreciate it. Appreciate your support as always. Assassin Snail. Looking forward to seeing you the next time around. I'm sure you'll get to meet Ed. Now, I did take her Chattanooga Ed stickers and Tennessee Fish Mafia stickers, of course, along with Fish from Fever ones. So she got those awesome while she was up here.
Well, and it's awesome that she got to meet Kenny, too, because Kenny is a huge guy in the community, super nice guy, and a big guy. He's tall.
Absolutely.
But and he's super nice. So don't be afraid to talk to your fish store people.
100% agree with you. Never be afraid to talk to your local fish store owners there. Whip's World using his membership chat. Been a member for 5 months on Team Snowball. Thank you so much for that, Whip. Says, I think time has stopped. How am I still at 5 months? I don't know. It seems like you've been a lot longer than that. It's very, very weird. I don't know if there was a break in there that was over, I think, 30 days. Then it resets you when you rejoin. But you've been a Fisher and Fever family member and supporter for a lot longer than that. But nevertheless, very much appreciated, Whip. Whip is also the newest member of the Fisher and Fever family of channels. I don't know if he's gotten back into doing the content again or not, but he's been a supporter for a long time. And whenever he gets back into it, we're here to back him up, if you will. Glad to have him as part of the family, part of the team. Let's see some more highlighted questions and comments real quick before we get any further. We've got 81 people watching. That's awesome. And thank you all so much. I bet John has ended for the night. All right. Well, huge thanks to John and Lisa. Sorry, my eyes, clear them up. As always, these studio lights are getting to me worse than normal. As always, John and Lisa, KG Tropicals, KeepFishKeeping.com. Thank you so much for the support and the send over. Without further ado, I want to play this little video here. And then I want to talk to you all a little bit about the newest development for Aquaticon here in Knoxville, Tennessee. So let me do this. Share this with you all. Let's do this. And you all should get the audio to come through here. So I'm just going to be quiet while this plays.
I'm just excited. I mean, I'm a hobbyist at heart, and I want to bring freshwater, saltwater, everybody together, even some reptiles. So, you know, it's just this is a big new adventure for Aquatic Marine and Aquaticon, and we're excited to be a part of it.
All right. All righty. There we go.
Awesome.
And we're back. Yeah, I thought that was very cool. Even though that's not one of the trailers that, has me in it, I figured I would still play that for you all tonight. I guess I can't really hold that against them. I can't be in everything, right?
Right. Well, you should be, though, right?
Let me get rid of that there and get the chat back up here. I know we had some questions and comments, and I will get to that big announcement here in just a minute after I get caught up, because I don't want people to feel like I'm ignoring their questions here. Derek Homer, is it Homer? We're going to leave it at that before I butcher it any further. Says, just recently picked up a black African knifefish that has always been fed frozen bloodworms. Any advice on how to switch him over to dry foods? So two methods. One, you can kind of hold back on the frozen food. Now this is stuck on there. Let me pull that off there. But one, you can hold him off on the frozen foods, maybe a day or so, and then throw some flake in there, see if he takes it. What I personally like to do, though, is I'll actually take whatever food I'm trying to transition a fish to, and I'll mix it in with the food that they typically eat and kind of decrease so in this case, decrease the bloodworms, and I will increase the amount of flake that's in there, but I start mixing it in there to begin with, just so they'll associate it with food, so that it's coming into the water mixed in with the other food. If you mix some flake in with some bloodworms, typically you've got some liquid in there, so you're probably going to get some of that flake on the bloodworm, kind of get them a taste for it, get them familiarized with it being a food product, if you will, and then ease the bloodworm out of there and get them onto whatever, I said flake, but whatever dry food you're wanting to do. Ed, what about you?
I would not baby bird it.
Would you like to clarify for anybody that doesn't know what that means?
That's when you put the food in your mouth, chew it up, and then spit it in the critter's mouth.
Correct, but in regard to what you're...
That's what I was thinking the whole time when I heard it from the beginning. Gosh, wouldn't it be gross to baby bird bloodworms?
Yeah.
That's all I could think about the whole time you were talking.
I definitely would not do that. Definitely would not do that. But yeah, that's how I would do it and how I have done it when I've done the transition of fish. They can be stubborn sometimes, but typically that works. I've not had an instance where I couldn't get a fish onto whatever food I wanted to feed it.
Yeah,
Fish tank dad. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Honestly, I think I'm lazy. I feed them for a while, and maybe I'll starve them for a little, and if they don't eat it, then I break to their strike and feed them what they would like.
I mean, there's that too. But if you're persistent, typically you can get them transitioned over. Fish tank dad says just moved a pair, of angels to a new tank. They fought the first 5 days with each other. Then today they're eggs on the filter pipe. Congratulations, ooh. Fish tank dad, going to be a fish dad. That's awesome. I'm glad you've got eggs and that they were probably just doing some breeding aggression and not actually trying to kill each other. So congrats. Oh, wait, there's a second part to that. Says they both are scooping. I'm going to start over here. They both are scooting up the pipe over the eggs. Could they both be females, or is one of them fertilizing? Well, both of them have pipes and they look the same size, so I can't sex them. So on the pipe, if you get a chance, on the fish, if you get a chance to look at them, if they're still doing the behavior and they have their baby making parts out, look and see if there's a difference in shape. Typically one will be wider with a flat tip on it, a flat end, and one will have a narrow pointier end to it. And that way you can tell if they're different sexes, if you can get a look at that. That's the easiest way that I know to tell them apart. So if you get a chance, go ahead, Ed.
The male will do that, though, to fertilize the eggs.
Right. But you could also get a female that's acting like a male. We've seen that happen a lot. But if you look at that, go ahead.
I have two lesbians. Well, they used to both have boyfriends or husbands, but they both died, and they want to keep laying eggs. So they rotate like every other week, laying eggs on a leaf, and then they guard it, and then they eat them, and then they do it again next week, over and over.
Yep. But yeah, that's probably your best bet, Fish Tank Dad, is to try and get a look at that if they're still doing the behavior, or the next time they're doing the behavior. And that will assure you, because if they've got two different shaped tips on there, I'm just waiting for all the comments in the chat, you'll know that you've got a male and a female. If they're both the same, then you'll know you either have two males or more likely two females that are doing that behavior. And I hope that helps. Roll on down here. I'm going to grab the super chats as we go through here. Xanadu with $5 super chat says, cheers. That's all. Smiley face. Xanadu, my friend, thank you so much for the support. As always, I hope those fish are doing well there, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Roll on down through here. Alrighty. Now we've got a bunch of stuff. Hey there, S. Shressa. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to butcher names tonight. Normally pretty good. Says James, Ed, how do you, the fish fam? Just lurking while working. Well, don't work too hard. Awesome. And lurk all you like. We appreciate the lurk. All you lurkers out there, thank you so much for being here and supporting us. Hope you enjoy the show. Whisper with the $5 super sticker. Little fox there painting you #1 on the board. Appreciate that. Whip. Again, glad to have you as part of that Fish Room Fever family of channels. Lady Diane became a member. Welcome to Team Snowball. Thank you so much for joining the Fish Room Fever family. Be sure to check out that behind-the-scenes stuff. We got lots of videos on the behind the scenes footage. And then of course we have all those emojis, which I think is what all the members really come in here for, is the emojis and the badges. So I hope you enjoy that. Welcome to the family. Thank you so much for the support, becoming a Fish Room Fever member. I promise I'm not skipping questions just to read super chats. They're just or no questions or highlighted comments in between here. TJ Autocross with a $10 super sticker with that exercise pair saying thank you and bowing. TJ, thank you as always. Really, really appreciate it. It's never expected, but we do always very much appreciate the love and support. I'm going to pause myself over there, delayed talking, because that's rather annoying. I'm annoying enough when I'm not seeing myself twice, right? Right. Killer Kitty with $5 super chat. Thank you, Killer Kitty. Also a member of the Fish Room Fever family. Says, is there a hotel you recommend for Aquaticon? Super excited. You two will make this the best event ever because you two rock. Well, Killer Kitty, you rock. And that is actually the news that I had for tonight. So we have partnered up with the Hilton, which is about a mile and a half away from the Expo Center. So it's not far. There's no hotels directly next to it, so we couldn't do that. But this is pretty much the closest hotel. There are like 3 hotels right there in the same location, and they're all 1.5 miles away. But it's just a straight shot right up the road from there to the Expo Center where the event will be at. There is a link, in the description of this video. It links directly to their page, to their calendar for booking, and it has the business code in there as well. So there is a discount if you're going to Aquaticon. You can use that code. You may not even have to type it in with that link, because when I clicked on the link, it immediately brought up available booking, and it already had the discount showing on there. So what we did is we partnered with them. And the Hilton is going to be doing rooms for $87 a night for anybody that is going to Aquaticon. So awesome. I hope you all enjoy that. We worked hard on getting a partner and somebody that was actually going to cut you all a break for spending money with them and coming to the show. So I'm glad that that worked out, and I'm glad we were able to do it with Hilton. And then we didn't have to end up with a less than nice hotel, put it that way. Ed and I have stayed at some interesting ones a couple times. But yep. Killer Kitty, again, thank you for that $5 super chat. And anybody that is looking to book, I know I've had a lot of people ask me what the hotel is. Sorry, it took us a while to get them settled on that. There was back and forth throughout the holidays. We actually started working on that quite a while ago. So I'm glad we got it settled and resolved, and we're able to get you all a little discount. Thomas Bradley says, I have 4 black female mollies in a 10-gallon tank. Now that one of them has reached full growth along with the other, it is chasing all my other mollies. Is this normal? I've talked a lot tonight. I'm going to turn that over to Ed to throw his answer out there, Mr. Mollies.
Well, a lot of times females will chase the males off. So I don't know. Normally the females don't really bother each other. So that's a little interesting. Have you ever seen that? I don't think I've seen that.
I normally don't see the females bother each other, but I do see, of course, the males chase the females, and then the females chase the males away, like you mentioned. So it could be either of those scenarios, or it could be males messing with other males to keep them away from females. About the only thing go ahead.
They'll get that big and they'll kill the males sometimes, even the females. I've had some big girls.
Absolutely. About the only thing I really don't see, like you mentioned, Ed, is the females messing with the females. Other than that, they kind of chase each other in all sorts of categories. Paul Sotero, how's it going? Says, if the eggs fungus quickly, they're not fertile, and it happens every time they spawn. More than likely, you don't have a pair. Correct. Absolutely, Paul. Another very good point. I have had that happen very rarely when it was a male and a female, but that male just never managed to fertilize, and I knew for sure it was a male. He just wasn't good at doing his job. But yeah, typically, more than likely, like you said, if the eggs continue to fungus every time that those 2 angels lay eggs, it is probably 2 females. You at least don't have a pair, I'll say that. Scuba Stevo says, can we see Ed dance? Give a warning before, please. I don't think I have that clip uploaded on mine. You can come over to the Chattanooga Ed show immediately after the Fish Room Fever, the Tank show, tonight, and we can show you over there. Geek Boy says, it's the emojis. We don't need those stinking badges in reference to being a member. Geek Boy, I appreciate that. I do. Thomas Bradley saying they are all females. So
maybe he got just a bully.
He may have. Yeah, my chat moved a little bit on me there. You could have a bully. Maybe due to the fact that they're not burning off any of that aggression, chasing off males and running away from males. They're, they got a little extra energy in them or in her. That could potentially do it. Let's see here. Deb Haldy says, and it's good to see you, Deb. New to Blackbeard algae, 20-gallon with chili rasboras, pygmy cories, and gold white clouds. Working on the issue. Anything appropriate that would eat some of it? Ed, I think you've got the perfect answer for this one. You like to talk about it.
Well, what was the other fish in the tank?
So the other fish in the tank, once again, were chili rasboras, pygmy cories, and gold white clouds.
Oh, well then you'd probably more than likely be fine with Florida flagfish. They love eating algae. I mean, they are crazy algae eating machines. You can also try a mono shrimp, and I mean, everybody normally says that a mono shrimps are the best, but man, a Florida flagfish, I've seen it down a lot of like hair algae. Mollies will eat hair algae too. And then I have like a whole school of Cory cats in my 120, and one of them eats blackbeard algae. He would jump up there and eat it because I had it in one little spot, and he ate it till it was all gone. So I got lucky there, but that's my favorite thing. But I mean, you can also go the hydrogen peroxide way too if you have to.
Absolutely, that's what I typically do is hydrogen peroxide. Yeah, the Florida flagfish. I knew that was going to be your recommendation there. Zen Ginger making a comment, and this is a good point. I know you'd mentioned this to me before. Zen says, FYI, my angel eggs always fungused until I took them out and added methylene blue. It was my water quality. They were a pair. I got babies. LOL. Yeah, we had discussed that, and I've actually done that before too. Methylene blue is one of those that I've used multiple times for a variety of egg layers to help keep the fungus away. Good point there, Zen. Thank you so much. Can't believe I'm actually, yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I'm actually keeping to the bottom of the chat. This is crazy. Normally I'm like 5-10 minutes behind. Upper Aquatics says, I got 5 more glowfish. They're in QT for a few more weeks, but I'm super excited to add them all to the 60-gallon. I'll live stream it if you'd like to join. Upper Aquatics, congratulations. That is awesome. I will do my best, but I don't want to make any promises. I know the kids have had lots of doctor's appointments. Ed and I have quite a few things to attend this month. But definitely, if you reach out to me and I'm available, I would love to be there. That sounds awesome. And congrats on getting more of those glowfish. Super awesome. I'm glad that more people are getting into those without getting into the glowfish scene, if you will. Meaning that people are getting them just to have as fish, not to put in, just because they get the black light and the decor and the puke gravel and all of that stuff. Yeah, nothing wrong if you're a fan of puke gravel. Oh, sorry, Ed. I keep cutting you off today.
It's all right. They are really pretty fish, though.
They are. They really, really are. And you don't need all the other stuff to, accent them. They stand out on their own. Susan for SLC Aquatics, how's it going? Fish Fan Mom says, hi, James and Ed. Hello, Susan. I appreciate you being here. I hope you're doing well. Apparently, happy birthday, Susan. The Zen Ginger said, happy birthday. I didn't realize it was your birthday today,
That's
Fish
awesome.
Fan Mom. So I'm sorry, but happy birthday. Ed's going to sing for you now.
Do, 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 do. Since everything else is copyright, that's all you get. But
there you go.
I'll do a bam, bam. If you're not subbed and subscribed, go check her out. She's awesome.
Absolutely. Most definitely. Susan's been around for a long time. She did a lot of helping me out when I first got started and was having some technical issues. And I will not forget that, and I do still appreciate it. New local Austin, how's it going, man? It's been a while since I got to meet you. Looking forward to the next go-around. Time sure does fly. It says, how do you go about learning your water? I want to know for fertilizing plants. I want to cut my hard water with RO to create a better environment for softer water fish. Really, in terms of learning your water, it's all about time and practice for me anyways. So testing is the first thing. You want to test what you've got in your water, and you want to know specifically what you're trying to get at. So find out what you've got in there, and then you can start practicing mixing that water, the RO water you mentioned, with your water until you get your percentages right. Once you get your percentages, so you know, okay, 10 gallons of my water plus X amount of RO gallons equals what I want, that's going to make life a lot easier on you. Remember, it's always, I won't say always, but a lot of times it's easier to add things back versus trying to balance it and keep them in without over diluting. Case in point, RODI water for salt water. It's stripped down, bare naked. There's nothing in it. And then we add back a lot of things for the reef portion of that. We add a lot of stuff back into that water. Some of it we've taken out, but that way we know we're starting with the base of 0. I'm not suggesting you do that, but I am saying it's always easier to soften that water up and then bring it back a little bit versus going, oh, I just can't get it down to where I want to get it to. You can add back fertilizer easier than you can, I think, pull it out of the water. So that would be my thing. I would get at least enough, if not more than enough, out of it in terms of adding the RO and the purity to it. And then you can always dose with fertilizers, liquid or root tabs. Anything you want to add on that, Ed?
You can always, if you was trying to make it softer, you can always add wood too.
There you go. Absolutely. Wood and plants always make a beautiful scape, in my opinion.
They do.
MSC Aquatic says, have you ever used a black diamond blasting sand as a substrate? If so, did you like it? I've not, so I'm going to pass this one over to Ed here.
I bought a big 5-gallon bucket. It weighs like a bajillion pounds. And I was all excited to finally get it because I had told my tractor supply place that as soon as you get it, let me know. And they said, no, we won't. So I had to just keep going in there and looking for it. And they finally got it. And it was brown when I got home. It wasn't black. So yeah, I'm not going to buy any more of it.
Yeah. I don't
Sorry,
blame you.
that was a bad, terrible story.
I thought you had tried it at one point there, but that is a good point. Make sure that you're actually getting the black and not a tan color when you get it. I would say I've seen a lot of people use it and really enjoyed it. So, all right, my eye is really killing me. I'm trying to leave it alone, but I've got a tear duct issue and it's just bugging me today.
Too bad you're not a gecko.
Yeah, absolutely. I could just lick it. That would be wonderful on camera.
Yeah.
That being said, I have not. Ed has bought it, but did not use it because it was the wrong color. But I have seen a lot of people praise it and a lot of people use it, and I have not. I've got nothing against it. The only thing that I've really heard is some people have mentioned it affecting their cories because of the rigidness of it. So just be aware of that. Keep an eye out for that. I think that also has to do with what grain you get as well.
Yeah, Mississippi Hippie says she uses it all the time, and it was the black diamond sand that I bought. That's what it was called, but unfortunately, it was brown. So
absolutely, I'm still here, but I'm going to cut that camera for a minute so I'm not just messing with my eye on camera, grossing people out. If there are any people with an eye thing, most people, I don't like my eye touched, and it weirds me out when people touch their eye, and I'm doing it on camera. So we're just going to kill the camera for a minute.
I'll touch my eye if I have to.
There you go. The Sid Ginger says, happy birthday is public domain now. So, yeah, there you go, Ed. You can sing it.
I'm going to have to
read
that in the small print to make sure. I
Definitely.
can't afford to get James' channel banned.
Yeah, definitely. We would appreciate that not happening.
But wait, maybe we could do, Disney made that one song up so that way they could sing it without singing the other one. It was like, happy, happy, happy birthday.
Well, you could do the restaurant version, right? Happy birthday to you. No.
I'm sure that happy, happy one was trademarked by Disney.
I'm sure it was. Disney pretty good about that stuff. Son of a Quack says there's some mold on my sponges/sponge filter, and when I turn off my filter in a tank, it bursts out. I haven't been cleaning the sponges and been causing some fuzzy growth in the quarantine tank now. So I personally, if you've got some weird stuff going on with those sponges, one or two things: either pull them and toss them. Some people would do that. Typically, what I would do is I would pull them and sanitize them. I'd pull them. I'd kill off my bacteria colony. I know it's a shame, but that's what I would do if you're having an issue that's happening and you just can't seem to get it taken care of. Pull those sponges, give them a good wring out. Nice hot water. You could even boil them if you want to. Most sponges do just fine in that. Then typically what I will do is I will use a 10-to-1 bleach solution, get some chlorine in there, and I usually let them soak for about a day. After about a day, a lot of that chlorine has dissolved out, but you still want to rinse them really, really, really well. And then after a couple of rinses and squeezes, I typically will throw them in a small container of water and add some prime to it, just in case you've got chloramine and not just chlorine. Like say in your water source, and that'll help to get them 100% sterilized and cleaned back out and safe to go back in and start from scratch. If it's a quarantine tank and you don't have anything in it, it's really up to you. I would maybe take that 24 hours to see how that solution is or how the situation is looking in the tank. But if you just got it running and you don't really have anything in it, you could even sanitize the tank and start fresh. Maybe move some substrate or a sponge over from another tank to reset it once you get everything ready again. But that is probably the way I would go about it. Any thoughts, Ed?
No, I think what you said was great. I mean, I'd probably be lazier and just throw it away.
Right.
But I really liked all your saving abilities. That's awesome.
Oh, well, thank you.
But, kind of on the same subject, earlier this week, I was with Kenny E., who was here earlier. I don't know if he's still here. Kenny E. let me come up and hang out with him while he was doing a tank cleaning and rescaping. Nice. Well, in the wood he put in there, Danny was afraid that the lawn guys accidentally squirted it with fertilizer. Now, this was about 4 months ago, and it's been outside with the sun beating down on it, and they're in Portland where there's lots of rain. So he was watching the fish. He is still here. That's awesome. We got to find out. I'm sure his fish are probably fine. But we were talking about it instead of just ripping it apart. I think it was Pepling Creek came up with a great idea. He said, put a hang off the back in there with a whole bunch of charcoal. Right. Well, he probably said carbon, but, right. Same thing. And absolutely. That's brilliant. That's really a smart move for that. I was really impressed.
Definitely. I like that. That is a very good idea. Pegasus Arena says, James and Ed, I love your streams being on Thursdays right now for a fun reason. Tonight's stream marks 9 weeks left till new baby is here. Well, again, congrats, Rena. Time is flying by, and that baby will be here in no time, hanging out, listening to the live streams on Thursday nights. Well, we've got a lot of people that really enjoy the Thursdays. I know I'm partial to it because I'm on it, but really Thursday's got a lot of fun going on. So I'm glad to be able to be a part of it and hang out with you all on Thursday nights. And I appreciate y'all being here. 109 people watching. You're awesome. If you get a chance, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. It really does help out the channel, and it would mean a lot. Mississippi Hippie says, I got my glow bettas the same way you got your glowfish, James, and I love my glow bettas so much I made them a glow tank. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. They are awesome little tanks. I don't want to say they're not my style, but I guess they're not really my style. But I can appreciate the beauty in them. I just think that people should know that you can also keep glowfish without that stuff if you so choose to do so. But I'm happy for you, Mississippi Hippie. I think I remember that when that happened, when you got those. And I'm glad that you're enjoying them. And I'm sure they've got beautiful little homes and they're being very well taken care of.
Yeah, she's great.
There was the Black Diamond Sand. Paul Terrace, James, have you been keeping up with the Lacey Act discussions? Dan and Jason from Redfish Bluefish are very concerned because they deal in less common species. So I will be perfectly honest. I have not. I tend to get very, very passionate about that type of stuff. Maybe a little too much. So I try and avoid it because a lot of times it like really stresses me out. And if it's something that I really can't do anything about, and it's just a matter of worrying and waiting, then I tend to just wait for the outcome. But if there's some sort of, like petition.com type thing or something like that, some sort of petition that you can sign to help keep our hobby, where it needs to be at, by all means, feel free to add a link in here, Paul. I'd be happy to sign and pass that on. But no, I have not really been keeping up with it.
What most people are doing is like if you would go to, I don't know what Blackburn's first name is. It Laura Blackburn, our senator. I think it's Blackburn. It's our senator.
I stay so out of politics. I don't even know the names.
Well, we just asked her to strike those 5 pages because it affects so much stuff. Because the bill's packed with a lot of goodness, like not eating shark fin soup and stuff. But
right.
It's kind of stupid too, though, because we don't eat it to begin with. But they fill it with all this stuff, and then there's a list that we don't know if it's going to be good or bad because they make the bill and the rules before they put the fish on the list, and that's what's messed up. And I just think
that's a problem.
Yeah, the states should just have control over it. It shouldn't be federal.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
And this isn't necessarily politics either, because it's a bipartisanship deal. There's a Democrat and a Republican trying to push this. So,
and I understand that. I was just saying I have no clue what the name of when they say contact your representative. I got to message Ed and find out who my representative is. Bless his heart, he'll talk politics while we're on road trips and stuff. And half the time I'm trying to keep up, but I'm like I don't think I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, you're great.
I try, buddy. But definitely, I will look more into it and see what I can do to help the cause. Let me see here. Go back up because the chat jumped on me, I think. Sarah J. Seaver says another way to soften the water is adding coconut shell. That'll definitely do it. I put that under the wooden botanicals. Yes, coconut shells. Get you some botanicals in there. Get you some wood. Different woods act differently. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to roll back up here. I was at Killer Kitty, and there's Killer Kitty 08 says, thanks, Mr. Fever. Just booked the hotel. That's a big savings. Hey, you are more than welcome. Thank you for showing up. I'm glad that we were able to get that discount on there. Yeah, anytime you can get the Hilton for under $90 a night, I feel like that's a pretty good savings on the bill there. So that'll give people a little bit more money to spend on fish or whatnot while they're at the show.
Every time I hear Killer Kitty's name, I have an image that pops in my head. I always pick, the Scream guy with the sad long face and the knife. Mm-hmm. I picture that, but instead of a face like that, it's a white cat face. I don't know why, but forever I've thought of that every time I hear Killer Kitty's name.
Absolutely. Atkins Nature Aquarium says, hey, Fisher and Fever and Ed, I know I'm late as heck, but I had some things to do when I got home from work. Now I got some time, with the little sunglasses emoji chilling after it. Atkins, glad to have you here. Glad you're able to get some stuff done that you needed to get done. I hope you didn't have to work too hard at it. I hope you're doing well tonight. Rolling down here, there was Sarah's comment. Again, Sarah, thank you for being here. Thanks for being a member. Appreciate your support. Upper Aquatic says, is it possible to gas off bleach since it's mostly chlorine? I feel like it would work, but I'm not sure. So I've not done tests on percentages and times and ratios, but I feel like if you've got a 10-to-1 bleach solution, that there's not a whole lot of chlorine in there to gas off. Obviously, that's more than what your drinking water's going to have, of course. But I wouldn't feel safe not dechlorinating. I guess is what I'm getting at. I always use prime after I clean my sponges with the bleach mixture. I always wring them out repeatedly and then let them soak in some prime, usually for I don't know, half a day or so. That way, anything that is left, the prime should take care of, but could always have some gassing off. But again, if you've got chloramine in your water, that's not going to gas off. So that's why I like prime. It deals with that as well.
But I mean, if you're waiting an hour, that's still, I mean, waiting a day, that's still a form of gassing it off too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Amazon Research Center. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You're just double downing, doing extra.
Better safe than sorry on that kind of stuff. I hate to have to do a video that said I killed my fish because I put a bleach filter in.
Yeah.
Ornamental Amazon Research Center for Ornamental Fish bleach does gas off. It evaporates. It evaporates. I think I got to the bottom. Did it jump on me? And oh no, there we go. It jumped on me. Get back up here. I knew Fantastic had a comment in there. There's some more highlighted stuff. Rolling and scrolling. All right, not too far. Zen, thank you for posting the link. All the moderators, thank you so much for everything you do. Surf City Cichlid says, evening fisherman fever in Chattanooga, Ed, and greetings to all you fish peeps. Absolutely. Greetings to all the fish peeps out there. Over 100 people still hanging out. Very cool of you all. Sarah J. Sieber says, Ed and James, my 3 rescue bettas came in from Lisa. They are all in 10-gallon tanks with friends and doing great. Going to be releasing the video this weekend. Sarah, that is awesome. Congratulations on that. I look forward to checking that out. I'm sure that everybody is going to do wonderfully in your care. I'm glad they've got a really awesome home.
I lost a betta yesterday, and it's the one you gave me like 2 years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that, buddy.
Yeah, he was such a sweet dude, and he started slowing down, I noticed a couple months ago.
Oh, yeah.
And I just kind of went to sleep.
That happens. I'm sorry to hear that, but
yep.
We keep on keeping on, right?
Yep, he's a cutie.
Yeah, I know you enjoyed him, but I'm glad you got a decent bit of time with him.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Sorry, go ahead.
He had a really good life. So,
oh, he did. All your fish have really good lives. I think I would like to be one of your fish. I think that would be a very enjoyable lifestyle.
It'd probably be cooler to be Bob Kaler's.
There you go.
You know, they get the prime rib there.
Oh, yeah, right. Fantastic Freak using his membership chat. Been a member for 18 months on Team Snowball. Thank you so much, Fantastic. And, of course, also a member of the Fisherman Fever family of channels. Says, hope all is good with you guys and the Fish fam. Glad to finally catch another stream while driving home, or when driving home, I guess that was said to be. With a pucker fish. Thumbs up. Absolutely. Fantastic Freaks, for anybody that doesn't know, he's got a lot of puffers and a lot of puffer content over on his channel. And I would encourage you to go check out what he's got going on. Hello to Crystal's Pets and Plants, always coming by to say hey. Been a friend of the channel for a very long time, Crystal. Hope you're doing well. And looking forward to getting to see you again, hopefully in the not too distant future. All right.
For sure.
I am actually caught up. Melvin's in here. Melvin, another person I've known for quite a while here on the Fish Tube, says, hey, James, love the way the Glowfish blends in with the other community fishes in the tank. Thank you. Yes, they go really well in the community setting in the planted tank. And, of course, you know, they stand out and they are a nice addition to it. But I feel like you can mix them, as a lot of people who see, you know, that background video behind me enjoy it. So I'm glad that people aren't disgusted by it, I guess. A lot of people really are like, a lot of times Glowfish can be a very divisive subject or very dividing subject. So I'm glad that people are kind of coming around, if you will, and going, hey, I can appreciate Glowfish being in either environment.
Now, I've got a question about your Glowfish. You know, sometimes white skirts will kind of school a little. Do the Glowfish school, or is there just so much action they really don't get a chance?
Mine typically are in a couple smaller schools. So I've got 12 to 16 of them in there, and they don't usually have one big school or shoal. Typically, you'll see like maybe 4 of them here and 3 of them here and 5 of them here. They typically are in a couple of smaller groups as opposed to one large group.
Do they know what color they are individually, or they just all know they're white skirts?
No, they mix colors. I can't speak personally to their knowledge base, but I will say that they don't seem to mind. Whether they know or not, I'm not sure, but they mix with all different colors of their kind.
That's awesome. That's
how it should be. Absolutely, 100% agree with you there. Cryptkeeper Aquatics says, what's this convention you're going to? All right. I can read better when my eyes function. Cryptkeeper Aquatics says, Fisher and Fever, what is the convention you're attending? When and where is it? It is April 30th in Knoxville, Tennessee. And I will get a link in the chat. I'm sure a moderator will beat me to it. But it's going to be a really fun time for anybody that doesn't know about it. It's 16,000 plus square feet in the Knoxville Expo Center, as you all saw in the, I hate to call it an ad. It's not really an ad, a promo video that I played earlier. 90 plus vendor booths. There's going to be a YouTuber section, a kids section, raffles. We're going to have speakers. We've got a separate room that's attached to our venue. It's attached to the room or the area that this is being held in, but it's not out in the middle of the floor. A separate speakers room for our speakers. So I think that's going to be awesome because they won't have to fight with, everything going on around them. They can go in there and they can speak and not be distracted and not have to try and outdo the show, if you will. So I think that's really going to be fun to give that quality to it as well.
And you close the doors and it's completely silent. I went there for a lecture on turn of the century quilts. But I learned a lot about quilts in that room, and all the action going on outside, I couldn't hear anything. So it was amazing. I can tell you all about Yankee quilts and Southern quilts.
Matter of fact, I'm going to do this because I know we've got some new people in here, and I do appreciate that. I really, really do. It's amazing that we just keep on adding people to the Fisher and Fever family. Some of you all have seen this before, but I'm going to pull this video up, and it kind of shows more of the convention center. So let me find that. Maybe this one right here. Give me just a second. I'll get it pulled up. I need to get these added to my channel because I said I would. Pause that and share that. And there was a question earlier that when the chat jumped, I missed it. I'll get back to it. It was regarding, it wasn't highlighted. That was part of why I missed the second go around, but it was regarding streaming products. And I'll get back to that, I promise you. We do this, share screen. And with that, and let's give you all the volume. Make it full screen, do this, and Ed and I will be right back while you enjoy this little promo video. I'll find the button.
So Kenny, are you excited?
I am really pumped. This is going to be awesome.
You excited for this, James?
I can't wait. It's going to be amazing.
I'm just excited. I mean, I'm a hobbyist at heart, and I want to bring freshwater, saltwater, everybody together, even some reptiles. So, it's just this is a big new adventure for Aquatic Marine and Aquaticon, and we're excited to be a part of it.
There we go. I wanted to play that because it's a lot easier for you all to look at it and kind of get a perspective of, the size of it. And you saw the room in there. Awesome. So, yeah, it's really going to be awesome because I can say, 16,000 plus square feet, but if you don't see it, I don't think it really clicks for a lot of people just how big that is. And then you got to see that speaker room attached off to the side there. Let me kill this in the background here. All right, that's gone. Get my chat back. So yeah, anybody that has not seen that before, now you know exactly what we've got going on. I will, of course, be getting you more videos and more details as we get more of those. Rolling back into the chat, we've got about 10 minutes here before we go hang out with Chattanooga Ed for Crafted. See here, Atkins Nature Aquarium says, how's your saltwater tank doing? Mine is going to be a year old in April, doing great except recent ATO failure, which is an auto top-off system for anybody that's not familiar with that. That was annoying, LOL. Yes, that could definitely be annoying. I've got to get the light changed on it, but I'm working on pretty much going to be resetting it, and that's going to reset the maturity time on it. But I'm taking down a rack of 16 tanks, and I'm putting up a smaller rack that's going to have like 6 tanks on it, but they're going to be some of my display tanks. So one's a small bow front, one is a really nice 7 ports tank. It's a 18 by 18 by 18 rimless. It's got the 45-degree angle, edge cuts, the low lead glass, a couple of display tanks on it like that, and that saltwater is going to move into that bow front tank. So, but right now it's got algae everywhere because the light is way too strong for it, and I haven't dealt with it because I know I'm going to be moving it, so I've been kind of lazy there. But I'm glad yours is doing well, excluding that ATO failure, and I'm glad you caught it and got it fixed and it didn't cause any major problems. Roll back up here, I think. All right, I am back to the bottom. Alrighty, that is awesome. Can't believe it. That's crazy. Normally I'm running behind there. See, this is nice. I didn't put a topic in tonight, so we were able to just keep up with the chat throughout the night. If you have any last-minute questions, comments, anything you'd like us to read live on the air, feel free to throw those in the chat now. If you put the @ symbol in front of Fisher and Fever, that will highlight for me, and then I'll be able to catch it. That being said, the question earlier was whether I preferred Slobs, OBS, or StreamYard. Slobs being Streamlabs OBS for anybody that's not familiar. I would say StreamYard for people that aren't familiar with streaming, or if you're planning on having a regular co-host or guest, StreamYard makes it really easy to do that. That being said, OBS and Slobs, Streamlabs OBS, which is typically what I use, give you a lot more room to be creative and do things, which is why you see StreamYard adding new features a lot of the times. But I prefer OBS when I can get it to do what I need it to do. There's a lot more technical stuff you can mess with in there and customization, but you need to know how to do it. You can watch videos. There's tons of videos on YouTube you can watch about how to do all kinds of awesome stuff. But if you're trying to do the easy approach, if you're going to have guests on and your guests aren't familiar with, you know, webcam streaming technology, that type of stuff, which, you know, the health situation has made a lot more people familiar with that due to working through Zoom calls and stuff like that. But a couple of years ago, you know, I would ask people if they'd be a guest, and they're like, I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I'm like, well, just have your camera plugged in and you can click on this link from StreamYard, and that's all you have to do. Click on the link and we can get you through it. Versus going, okay, you need to set up a program, you need to do this, you need to do that. So benefits on both sides, some cons on both sides. If I can get back to StreamYard or Streamlabs OBS, I wouldn't be spending $50 a month for the premium StreamYard, so I could get the 1080 quality stream, because then I could just stream it where I want to stream it at for free. But it's really frustrating to try and have a guest or a co-host on Streamlabs OBS and get it to work all the time. Enough about that. I see a couple things popping up here. Liquid Zoo said, if you're not 15 minutes behind, you're failing. Absolutely. Yeah. Don't ask me how I didn't get 15 minutes behind. Scuba Stevo's Aquatic says, ask Ed about my bread ties, LOL.
I was going to mention that. He had a video out last week that's amazing. He's like a master at, I don't know if it's relieving, but taking the fish the fish that are carrying, the cichlids, and dumping the eggs and the fry out of their mouth. And he uses a bread tie to do it.
I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah, if one of our mods could go to Scuba Steve's and pop that link, I told him, man, if you do that all the time, videotape the same thing over and over, people will watch that like they're watching a box opening. What's going to come out of its mouth today? That's awesome.
Absolutely.
And he did it so well. And it's just going to get better and better every time he films it. So good job, Steve-O. You're doing awesome. So
definitely. Yeah.
Have you ever done that? Or I've never been a big enough cichlid guy to do it myself.
I have not. That was Mrs. Fever's side of the hobby, the African cichlids and stuff. Not my thing. But I've always thought that was really cool for the mouth brood.
I've never seen somebody use a bread tie,
yeah, that I've not seen. But yeah, by all means, we'll get the mods. I'm sure probably already dropped the link, and y'all can check out Scuba Steve-O's video. Very, very cool. For aquatics. I'm sorry, Ed. Go ahead.
I had a friend that used to use those little rubber, or not, the little stirrers for coffee. The little bitty straws that they really suck stuff out of, but you stir your coffee with it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. Yeah.
I had a friend that did that, and a friend that used a toothpick, and I also knew a guy that used the end of like a pin cap. But the breadstick, man, that was just really neat. I like that. The bread tie.
Bread tie, absolutely, definitely. Alrighty, couple more last minute things before we head over to Ed's. Upper Aquatics, you're more than welcome. Liquids Only Fins says there's also Melon and Restream, both similar to StreamYard. Absolutely. And I'm going to be looking into some other stuff for the gaming channel. I've got to get that fired up and going up there. Figure out the best way to do that. It's not on Twitch. No disrespect to anybody streaming on Twitch. Atkins Nature Aquarium says, I'm thinking of upgrading from my 10-gallon reef, maybe 20 long or a 55. I want more fish. I would say go with the 55. I'm doing a 20 long for my reef. It has its pros and cons. The biggest con being it's really easy to overlight it. However, if you've already got a 10, then you've already got a shallow tank. So you probably have got lighting that would be suitable to do that. My problem is I've got a light hung that is for a much deeper tank than a 20 long. And no matter how much I've played with it, I just cannot get the light low enough on that particular one. So I'd say go with the 55 because chances are also you go into the 20. I think you decide maybe 2 months, maybe 6 months, maybe a year from now, again, you want more fish like you're doing now. If you've got the 55, you don't have to do another upgrade quite as quick. All right. Perfect. Made it to the bottom. Ed, before we sign off here, do you want to tell everybody what we've got going on Crafted tonight?
Yeah, last week I made the Crab Island, the crab hat. I could pull it over. Let me, I'll just grab it and show you guys. I've painted it. The one from last week. So I think it looks freaking great. Honestly.
I love that. Can you show people the back for anybody that didn't see this?
Well,
so this is
the back.
Gotcha. I say this is what we got to see, except it wasn't painted at the time. While Ed was working on it, we're like, and then he turns it around and we got to see this. And the unveiling of it was absolutely incredible. It was really, really cool to see what it looked like when he turned it around. It was kind of hard to believe.
And I'll do a short and probably a 10-minute video on how to paint these type of things because I'll just tell you real quick. What I'm doing is I'm using 3 different spray cans. I'm using black, dark brown, and light brown, and I just missed it. And I hit a few spots, and it just makes it look like real rocks. It's crazy. So tonight what we're doing is you can see how it was bigger on one side and one smaller. The one we're going to have tonight is going to go big to small. And so the two 20s next to each other will look like it's the island together. And I wanted to say hi to Scott, Alien World Aquatics. He's here. And
absolutely.
He's a super cool guy.
Awesome.
Even though I'd like to say hi to everybody, but we don't have all day. So
definitely. But no, Scott sent me a video the other day. And it was really cool. And it's good to hear from him, Alien World.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I know life happens. Let's see. Atkins Nature Aquarium says, thanks for the info. Now to convince my lady. Yeah. If you can convince her to do the 55, then go for that. If you can't, go for the 20. Make small steps there. So it is what it is. On that note, a huge thank you, Ed. I appreciate you being here. My co-host, my pal. Always a pleasure. I never take that for granted. So thank you so much. And of course, a huge thank you to all the moderators, members, lurkers, listeners, super chatters, contributors, questioners, and commentators, and of course, the replay crew. Love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Until next time, keep your fish healthy. Keep yourselves healthy. Don't be afraid to catch yourself a little fish room fever.